and I've kind of put it to the test. When you first get it, you'll get the device here, and then it comes with this charger that has it's a pretty good size charger, and it has the USB-C type adapter. Sorry, trying to get it so that you can see. So it's a pretty common adapter size. It's a 65 watt battery, and I've heard of people buying the batteries that actually are a little bit more portable. So just make sure you get the right wattage. You don't want to blow your device up or not have enough power, because it does perform according to the type of power it is. The battery life for me, and I'll explain the games that I primarily play. This is the actual device itself, and I've put a new skin on it. So, and then I've also bought 2 of the pads in the back, just as I mean, it feels really nice in your hand. It has the vent areas. Here you have a power button, and then you have an SD, which I have a micro SD card in, and then you have an outlet for your earphones or a jack, a 3.5 jack that you can put, whether it's your headphones or whatever other devices. I do not have a docking station for it yet, but my plans are to mainly use it as a portable device. I have a gaming computer as well, so I don't really need anything set up for home or when I'm traveling. I'll just primarily try to use this as my main source. You have your volume buttons here, and then your power button, and then you have another outlet jack here. You have your triggers, upper and lower, same as the ones in the back. Make sure you leave enough. If you buy any of the covers or anything, they should come with it, allowing this to vent, because this thing here, when it's running, it gets really hot and it vents, so it needs that. You also have a microphone on the front of the device here. You probably can't see it, and then you have your 2 speakers in the front. So this is the device. You have your keypad, and then you have 2 joysticks on either side. We also have some menu buttons that'll take you in and out of menus when you're playing games. I'll just power this on so you can see. It powers on pretty well. And then I'll log on. It pretty much starts up really fast. This 2 terabyte device probably right now doesn't even have, and then you just log on. There's also a secret that if you are trying to log on, I have a password set, a numerical password, but there's a face scan or another type of scan everyone's saying that you can use that's a lot easier to get in without leaving your device open and unsecured. So make sure you always have it password protected or some type of security measure to get into your device. You don't want someone stealing it and being able to access that. It's almost a guarantee that you'll never get it back. The thing is, when you go in on your ALLY, you're going to go through a series of questions. It's going to try to put more software or see if the current software that's already on here will match what you're using the device for. So if you're going to be navigating and using it as a typical desktop computer, sending emails, surfing the web, just general computer things, then you can set it up for that. But this thing is a beast. I will tell you, you can do that and more. I primarily use it for gaming, and it's heavy gaming. So I make sure that I set it up, and I don't want a subscription to Microsoft 365 because I already have it. But once you set the device up, it boots up and puts you in to play fairly quick. Another thing that I like about this device is that it's so portable. It has a lot of accessories that you can buy with it already. Even though it's the ALLY X, a lot of the ALLY things still fit with it, with a tweak or two. Not twerk, sorry. But anyway, with that being said, once you get into this device, this is how I have mine set up. And once you get into the device, sorry y'all, there's a glare. You decide, I have my Steam automatically bootable. I have my other apps that require me to log into the games that I play already booted on startup, so there's no guessing. My device pretty much loads me in as soon as I log on. If you are into the Steam Deck and you're trying to decide if you want the Steam Deck versus the ALLY ROG X, it just depends on what your preference is, what type of games you play, and what kind of setup you want to have, because they're both really wonderful devices. If it's the ROG ALLY X, I like the versatility of it being able to do Windows things as well as play games. And I'm a Windows person. I've kind of been building PCs since I was a teenager, so I'm really familiar with the updates and how to go in and tweak the devices and things. But if you're not tech savvy or you know minimal things about computer life concerning Windows, then I would get the Steam Deck so you don't have to deal with it. There's also a thing to where you can dual load Bazite and Windows and just kind of split the gameplay to where you can have the best of both worlds. I'm not into it. I'm just going to strictly leave this device as it is. There's lots of forums and lots of information online if that's the route that you want to go. So this thing here, I mean, you can pretty much, you can personalize it to the way that you want it to be used for you. That's another thing that stood out for me with this. It'll never go out of style for me. I can upgrade it in times to come. I mean, it's just really something that really works for me well. Another thing is that the gameplay, the battery life, most people want to know about that. Sorry, y'all, my computer is just going nuts. But the battery life and how long it lasts. The main game that I play on here is FiveM GTA. I have a video on this channel as well with me playing that game and how smooth it runs. But the battery life lasts me a good almost 2 hours, if not longer. It just depends on the setting that I'm using it, and I get about anywhere from 30 to 60 FPS. I don't have any stutters. It doesn't glitch. Sometimes I have to load in a different way because of the actual FiveM software. I have to clear my cache sometimes, but that's game specific. As far as me having to do something to the computer every time I log on, I don't. This thing pretty much does it for me. It's discreet. Only thing you need is an internet connection and you can play your games. I'm not aware of any offline games that you can play using this unless it's strictly a downloadable game that doesn't have you know, the extra things that come with online gaming. But I strictly game online, so I mean, I'm pretty sure there's things. One of the main forums I use is Reddit. Reddit has a good forum on this device. If you join Reddit and have questions, they're quick to ask, to answer them, and they're just a wonderful group of people concerning the game. I mean, I will load into one of the games, and I have Steam as well, so you're gonna always make sure that you have Steam open. There is a menu. Once you load into the game, there is a menu, and just like the supermarket suite, it'll flash, and then you can hit the bottom button here. It'll change your settings or let you pick what settings you want for this specific game. A lot of times, if you're specifically gaming, you want to use it on gamepad, but you can also change it to where it auto detects, or let me hit it here. You can just use it strictly for desktop. There's a choice where you can pick, let me put it back in gamepad mode. You can also pick the power source whether you want turbo. Sorry, I'm trying to look. Whether you want the turbo, the performance mode, and then there's a silent mode. Usually I have it in performance mode. There's a keyboard option. You can pick whether you want a standard keyboard or traditional keyboard. These will change your game settings on some games. It does for me. So just make sure you know the proper settings for whatever the games you are. You will have to adjust settings game dependent. So this device will run, however. But I mean, you can turn the power off, adjust so many things to where you can use it to suit you. If you're inside of a game, you can hit that button that I just hit here, and it'll take you back to the actual desktop or other settings. But this is a really neat device. I love it. And I'm really happy that I chose this, because I contemplated for a while whether or not I would get this because of the price tag. And then once I got it, it was like, I understand. So I'm really happy with it. If you want to go back to your desktop settings, you can just clearly swipe up and it'll put you back on the desktop or put you into a web browser.